I'm honored to be here tonight to talk about the recipient of the Webby for Social Movement of the Year, Greta Thunberg. At age 16, Greta understands what so many people much older than she is cannot or refuse to, that climate change is real. It's happening now, and it's already impacting daily life for millions of people. Last year, after unprecedented heat waves and wildfires in her home country of Sweden, Greta began protesting. For weeks, she sat on the steps of her government and unrelentingly demanded that her nation's leaders address carbon emissions. Greta's protests were inspired by the activists from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida. And now, less than a year later, students worldwide, inspired by Greta, are organizing strikes similar to hers. By the end of last year, millions of young people in over 270 cities worldwide demanded that their governments, their business leaders, and their parents, us, change the way we live. Using social media, Greta has disseminated her simple, powerful message to the world. In an effort to reduce her carbon footprint, Greta chooses not to fly, so she won't be here tonight. So we've prepared this video, narrated by actress Rebecca Hall, to show you some of her work.
If the emissions have to stop, then we must stop the emissions. To me, that is black or white. There are no gray areas when it comes to survival.
That's 16-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg. In case you didn't catch it, she speaks bluntly about the severity of the climate crisis. And she isn't afraid to tell world leaders to their face, from Davos to the UN to Parliament, that they are seriously screwing things up.
You only talk about moving forward with the same bad ideas that got us into this mess, even when the only sensible thing to do is pull the emergency brake.
But let's back up. In August 2018, Greta stopped attending school to demand politicians and the media treat climate change like a crisis, to demand that world leaders start acting like adults.
You need to listen to us, we who cannot vote. You need to vote for us, for your children and grandchildren. What we are doing now can soon no longer be undone.
With the hashtag Fridays for Future, Greta started a social movement to save the world. Since last August, her actions have inspired millions to insist we change our lives to stop carbon emissions.
We must change almost everything in our current societies. The bigger your carbon footprint is, the bigger your moral duty. The bigger your platform, the bigger your responsibility.
It shouldn't be the job of children to solve the world's biggest problems. They shouldn't have to skip school for adults to act on scientific evidence. A teenager shouldn't need to be the voice of reason. But when silence is extinction, when inaction is death, there is no other choice. But for us, for now, we have a choice.
Now let's welcome to the stage two New York City climate justice activists who, inspired by Greta, have also been striking from school on Fridays. Please welcome Alexandria Villasenor and Spencer Berg.
No offense, but we wish we weren't here.
We wish we didn't have to talk to all of you about the fact that our planet is in crisis.
However, like Greta, we understand that our futures are at stake. Nature's current rate of decline is unparalleled to human history. That isn't just tragic for nature, it's tragic for us. So here we are.
We want to appeal to everyone in this room. You are our business leaders. You are the people that shape the messages the world receives every day.
You all have the power to amplify what Greta has already told our world leaders.
Help us make sure everyone on Earth feels the urgency we feel about this crisis. We ask you all to make this information a priority. Our lives depend on it.
And with that, we're honored to now turn it over to Greta to leave you all with just 5 more important words.
Act now or face disaster.